Hey everyone, it's been a while. No, I start like that all the time. Oh. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a while, like I always say, because it's always a while in between videos. The goal is, of course, to make videos for, every week, but it's been, like 7 to 10 days in between the videos, but I'm trying to kind of get the tempo up. And now I've had kind of like a dry spell with ideas of what to do. Like I have, this amount of ideas that I actually want to do, but then, no one really pops out for me. But as I was looking around on YouTube right now for videos on anamorphic scopes and anamorphic lenses, there is tons of information, but there's, usually on like Orions or regular lenses that are already done. There's a few videos. I know Anthony Rodriguez made a video on the Aivascope 1.5X anamorphic adapter, which is a fantastic adapter. I also have that one, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that one and the simplicity of using an adapter like that, but I'm also gonna talk a little bit about an adapter like this, and this is by any means not simple. It's a really dodgy solution for me. On front it's an SLR rangefinder, and then I have an old projection lens, and then it's some components from Mid-Atlantic. So I'm gonna talk about that as well. So what's an anamorphic lens? There's a lot of explanations on it here on YouTube. I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I'm not super technical about it. But basically what it does is it takes the image and it pushes it together, and then in post you de-squeeze so you get a wider field of view and kind of an cinematic look to the footage, because the bokeh is usually very swirly and it's a lot of out of focus. So I'm going to talk about my Aivascope adapter, which is a super nice way. It's a 1.5 squeeze, so on full frame it works with lenses from roughly 55mm. I put in some test footage here with the Helios and with the Jupiter. It flares with an amber flare, kind of a golden flare, so it's kind of a warm feeling to it. What I like with the Aivascope is when it comes, it's delivered with these LVS mounts. So basically you can just, put it on your rails, put it up against your lens, and it works straight away. And it's a single focus solution, which means that you actually only set infinity on your taking lens, and then you use this to focus, which is super easy. So it's a very nice thing. I actually used this in the skate park with my son. I'm gonna post a few clips of that here as well. And I used it on the beach with my son. It's actually quite easy to find focus with it compared to, this solution, but I'll come to that later. So what I like more with the Aivascope, it's like I said, it's a super simple solution. It's pretty compact for what it does. It's a bit on the costly end. It's somewhere plus 2,000 euros, but it also comes in blue streaks, and it also comes with 1.75 squeeze. He had like a special edition for it. It's a really nice thing to buy if you want to get into anamorphics. Well, I think so at least. Of course you can buy an anamorphic lens, which is probably simpler because you do not need to set the elements, because inside of an anamorphic lens in the scope, I don't know if it's visible, hopefully it's visible, you see here that it's a bit like oval shape. That means that you need to put that straight so that the flares are, diagonal, otherwise they're gonna be like this and the image is going to be skewed. The simple thing with this is like you can actually tighten it and then it's done. With an anamorphic lens you have everything already done, but you're quite locked with that. This one, like if you have an APS-C, you can actually go down even further in the focal length. So it's a super easy way to you have a 58mm, you can put it with the 85, you can put it with 100, and you get 3 lenses in one. So even though this is a 2,000+ euro adapter, you can use it with a wide variety of lenses, whereas you might buy an anamorphic lens for 1,500 to 5,000 euro, depending on what brand it is and what quality it is. So it's a really nice starter to get used to. On a side note with that, Blazer just released Blazer Remus, which is an anamorphic kit for about 2,100 euros, so on their, you know, opening offer. And that's 3 focal lengths, it's a 1.5 squeeze. I'm really keen on trying that. I've seen Cam Mackey try it, and I've seen a lot of people ordering them. So we'll see if I kind of get my hands on one of them to try it out. Would be really nice, actually. And that's also 1.5 squeeze at pretty much the same cost. But what I like with this is, like, I do love my Helios, I love my Jupiter, I love my Leicas, I like my sizes. So it's really nice to pair this one with those, so you can get a different wide array of, you know, looks. So for that, I really like this one. So for anyone, you know, wanting to get into anamorphics, I would definitely recommend it. With that said, there are, you know, thousands of anamorphic shooters that do, you know, all these crazy mods. You have Anamorphic on a Budget with Tito Franz from Canada. He's kind of like the godfather. Well, that might be the wrong word, but he's really into explaining anamorphics easy and how you build your scopes. And there's another few videos online on how you build a scope. So I'm gonna link one where I actually found, you know, how to make this one. So this one, like I said, it's an old projection lens in here. It's a 2x squeeze. And if you just put that up to, you know, your taking lens, you need to focus on the taking lens and focus on the anamorphic, you know, the projection lens, which is, well, it was impossible. I tried it. It wasn't even, you know. So what you can get is, this is an SLR Magic rangefinder, and that makes the whole setup single focus, as it's called. So in order to focus the lens, I actually just need to use this one, which is so much easier than, you know, focusing on 2 different places and trying to get the focus right. There's different ones. There's a company called Rapido Technologies, which I think probably one of the better diopters. You also have Vason that does them. So there's a lot of different ones. And then you have so many different scopes. You have the Iskoramas, Isco, Schneider. This one is actually a Suncor 16C that I got cheap because I thought it was, you know, fun to try. And when I got it, I was like, yeah, this is not working. So because I only get that one with a small kind of attachment for the lens, and it didn't really work as I was hoping to. So I had to go to Mid-Atlantic to buy some clamps. So here's a clamp that's 77mm, so I can just, you know, screw it into a regular, you know, a front ring of a lens. And then it's a clamp for here on the front, so you can actually mount this diopter or this single focus element. And then you know, basically you put both lenses on infinity and then you try to get it. But this is a really long solution. And I tried it with my Jupiter 9. It's an 85mm lens. I thought it was super hard to kind of get it sharp, which, you know, don't kill me, anamorphic isn't supposed to be sharp, but it's really hard to find the focus. I think it will come with a bit of practice. I've got the red over there, so I can actually, you know, do some work with it. But so this is a really bulky solution. Yeah, I just got it, you know, up and running today, so I'm quite stoked about it. But I'm definitely going to be dabble a bit more. I'm going to try to get another taking, no, not another taking lens. Well, yeah, also another taking lens. I'm also going to get another projection lens, probably a Schneider, also with a 2x squeeze. But they seem to be a bit more clean, or, you know, an Iskorama 2X. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm kind of trying to dive deeper into anamorphics. I do love the look of it. I like the feeling, but it's in my workflow, it's not very useful. It's more for, you know, the passion projects and filming my son and, you know, filming friends. So I'm trying to find a bit more use for it. But yeah, who knows, you know, the bigger projects I get to do, or if I get to do a short film, I'm definitely going to do that on an anamorphic. And as you can see here, like, now I'm going to put a few clips next to each other. So the first one is the 2X anamorphic. It's got blue streaks, and then you have the 1.5X. So you can also see that it's the same taking lens, but it's some difference in the field of view. Also worth mentioning is that the 1.5 squeeze is shot on a 16:9 sensor, whereas the 2X squeeze is shot on a 6:5 sensor, because otherwise it would be, you know, super thin. But that also makes it easier to kind of match the scopes in between. Yeah, so here we got some test footage, as we'll see, and I don't know, what about you guys? Do you like the amber flares or do you like the blue streaks? Do you like the look of the 2X or the 1.5? I'm a bit, you know, in a doubt. The 1.5 is so much easier, whereas the 2X is a bit somehow more pleasing, but maybe not. So yeah, I'm a bit in a doubt about it. Yeah, other news, like I got a new chair. You can see I'm a lot higher today. Yeah, I've been doing a few gigs here in the Netherlands recently. I was out doing street interviews for a news magazine online, which was such a long time ago since I was on the streets, just asking people to film. And I was doing basically 6 interviews, and it took me 4 hours in the freezing cold here in the Netherlands. I'm quite happy with it. The customer's also happy with most of it, so I'm happy with that. I shot that one on the FX6. Yeah, otherwise, like, there's a few news on the YouTube scene, like Matti Hapoja just quit, but he launched something called the Creator Camp, which I signed up to. It's a kind of like a community for, I'd say, YouTubers or content creators that wanna grow. And so far it's been like 2 days, but I've already connected with a few people both here in the Netherlands and outside, you know, so I think that will be a really good spot for me to kind of grow and develop myself in the YouTube scene, because I'm still new and I'm still maybe, you know, a bit there and a bit there. So hopefully it will help me grow even further. And as usual, I'm super thankful for you guys looking at the videos, giving the feedback, giving me all the comments. And yeah, is there anything else you want to see? Is there something you want to know about Anamorphics? Don't ask too hard questions, but you know, put it in the comments. Like and subscribe, especially like and comment. That does magic for the algorithm. So yeah, which anamorphic lens do you like the best? And of the 2 looks that I posted, the 2X or the 1.5X, which one would you go with? And I don't know, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you later. Tjena!